Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Dimatani, and I'm going to help you learn how to create a Make.com automation that allows you to send out emails based off a Google Sheet. So, the purpose of this is to create an automation that allows you to just have, let's say, a list of emails and potential leads in a Gmail sheet, and then just have um, Make.com automatically send out emails to everybody in that list. So, for example, if you look at my screen here, I'm using this tool called Make.com. This is essentially what this scenario, as the workstations are called, it looks like. And you have a Google Sheet, you have an email module, and you have a Google Sheet. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a Google Sheet. We're going to look for all the rows in the sheet. And then, if it has an email address, we're going to send an email to the email in the sheet. And then we are going to update the row to make sure we know when we sent that email. So, for example, this is, oops, this is what the end result looks like. We had um, a list. This is my test account and the date set. So let's start from the beginning. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and first things first, create this Google Sheet. So I'll have a new Google Sheet for you guys to take a look at here. And in this Google Sheet, I've called it tutorial test. This is just a sheet in my drive and as first name, last name, company, and email. Ideally, you're going to want all of this kind of filled in. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to fill it in with a test case ourselves. So we call Patrick. My last name is Diamatani. Let's say the company is GPT Pat. And my email, let's say gptpat123 at gmail.com. Perfect. So what I'm going to do here, now that I've created this, I'm going to take a note of what sheet it's in, the name, and I'm actually going to go and create a new automation. I'm going to save this one. And let's go here. So we have a new scenario. And just for like a little breakdown, this is Make.com. It's a tool that allows you to create automations. It's super awesome. You create agents as well. So we're just going to go create a new scenario. That's how you start building something. And it has this landscape and it has a big button. And this is where you have modules that allow you to connect different tools to each other. So the first tool I'm going to do is use Google Sheets. And so you can look at this and see there's a lot of different things you can do. You can watch a new row, you can add rows, and there's different ways to do this. This is just one way. I might show you a couple different ways, but the first way to do this, if you already have an existing list that's how you have put up, is you go to search rows. So this is going to search for um, a specific category in your row, in this case, email. First thing you have to do is you have to connect your email service. So I'm using Gmail. I'm going to sign in. And you know what? Let's actually just start from the very, very, very beginning. I'm actually going to sign into GPT Pat. And I said OK, and I continue. So now this has access to my Drive, my Google Sheets. Great. Now we have added our connection. What I'm going to do is actually going to go back, forget everything I just said. Maybe I'll edit it out. No worries. I'm actually going to open up a folder here in GPT Pat. I'm going to actually have this folder called Make Automations. make video tutorials. And this is just for the test, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this folder, this tool called Email Automations. And I'm going to recreate this spreadsheet. So basically we're saying we have a folder and we have a spreadsheet called Email Automation. So we have it organized. So I'm going to put in first name, last name, company. Let's put title because that's what you would usually have, and then email, right? Just so you can keep track. You can also add date sent. Perfect. So we're going to keep it simple for now. And then I'm just going to put in my name here. I'm going to do a couple different email addresses so you can see how it works. Let's say GPTPat, CEO, gptpat123@gmail.com, and leave that blank because we haven't sent it yet. Now I'm going to make another one with basically the same stuff, but I'm going to add another email. Same stuff, and I'm going to patrick@gptpat.co. And we'll just stick with 2 for now. So now let's go back to the make.com automation. I have my Google Drive set up, search, so it's going to look through my drive. And spreadsheet ID is just figure out which spreadsheet exactly. So we're going to look for, we're going to refresh this, and then we're going to look for the spreadsheet I just created. So what was this called again? Make.com. Oh, it's called email campaigns. So we're going to look for email campaigns. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it's called email automations. Okay, there it is. Email automations. So there's a spreadsheet here. And then the sheet is just sheet 1. Always remember you want to look for whatever the sheet is called here. So sheet 1, you could change it. If you change the name, put the name there. There's columns, yes. And then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to say, since it has my sheet, it has first name, last name, company, everything we said, right? I'm going to say email not equal to. I'm going to say email exists. So this is what's going to happen is it's going to check to see if there's an email. And if there is an email, it's going to do whatever the next step is. So step 1, we got that done. Cool. I'm just going to go ahead and save this. Email automation test. Got it. Now let's save that. It's perfect. You can also even check, see if this works. And it's going to search for the rows. And what happened is it actually looked into the email because it's connected. It searched for the rows and it has, bundles, which is each row. And it said, okay, first one is Patrick Dimatani. It's got my email here. It's got my email here as well. So everything that was just in that spreadsheet. Great. So we know that works. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an email. Certain things you can do for email, depending on what your email you're using. You can just send an email module. Send email is great if you have not Gmail. But if you do, not by not Gmail, I mean if you're using a tool that's not on Gmail workplace, like Outlook is mainly the only other one, then you can use this one. I'm sure you can actually use Outlook as well. You can use Outlook as well. But I'm gonna use, for the sake of this, Gmail, just because it works a little bit better for me. So you can do Gmail, and you could do send an email. So again, what you're gonna do here is you're gonna add your email connection. I'm just gonna say test. And it only works for Gmail if you have a Gmail workspace account. So that means like professional, like domain, like Patrick at gptpat.co or something. If you have a regular gmail.com, there's a few extra steps you got to take. So I strongly recommend not using a personal Gmail. Use a work domain, and that's better anyway for sending out outreach emails. So we're going to say test. I'm going to log in here. And I'm going to choose an email account that I know has the Gmail powers I need. I'm going to click continue. And continue again. So awesome. Now that that's set up, I'm going to go here and since I'm going to say add a recipient. Now that I had connected it like to my spreadsheet, it already has all of the information I have here. So I'm going to put in the email, subject test, content, hi, this is the test, and then I'm just going to click save. I'll save that. And what I'm going to do next is just find a way to track when I've sent emails, because I don't want to just send emails to a list and not know if I've sent anything out. So I'm going to click another Google Sheets thing, and I'm going to say update a row. Now this is where we get into the other thing. I'm talking about the date. It's connected already to my Google Drive. I'm going to find the spreadsheet again. I think it was called email automations. So let's say make.com. That was the folder. Make video tutorials. Okay, cool. And then email automations. There it is. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to find that sheet again. And then the row. I'm just going to connect it to the exact row so it knows which row it is. So it's going to do it for each one. There are headers, tables, headers, yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the one down here that says date sent. I'm actually just going to go up to this calendar. And I'm going to hit now. And it's going to automatically say when the date is. Let me say this one more time. Now this may be a little confusing, but when you play around it, you'll figure it out. And then I'm going to go on demand because I just want it to be sent on demand. But you can have it sent out every day, etc., 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 etc. So I'm going to, I'm using free plan. So I'm not even going to activate it. I'm just going to save it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this and see what happens. So run, run, run. And just like that, it says 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the spreadsheet here. Boom. You see here, we can't really tell, right? But what I did was I put the date sent. And so we're assuming it's sent. But let's not assume. Let's test. Now I'm going to go into my email here. Oops. Then I'm going to go to my Gmail. And what you can see here is an email from me that says, hi, this is a test. There you go. All I did was add emails to a spreadsheet. And then I click send an email. And that's how you create a simple automation. Now, there's so many other things you can do. Like I said, you can have a spreadsheet where you add a row. We can test that out actually right here. Where every time there's a new row added, it sends an email, and that might be something you could do if you want to like add it every day. Let's actually try that. So let's try this again. So we can create a new scenario. We're going to say add watch new rows. We're going to go into the same drive I did before. Find that spreadsheet, email. Let's do make that. I think it was make.com templates, right? No, it was make automations, video tutorials, email automations. So I'm going to add another row here. And I'm just going to put the same email before. And what's going to happen is same sheet. And the limit is how many rows. I'm going to say 2,000. So whenever there's 2,000 rows, I'm going to say, okay, off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to watch for a new row. Whenever a new row is added, we're going to send an email. Again, add the test. The recipient is going to be the email here because we're watching for the new row. It already has a spreadsheet. And then test. And then again, we're going to update the row. I basically did twice. I didn't have to do that, but the more the merrier. Same thing. The row number. And let's save it. Let's call it a scenario. Let's run it. So now, as we see here, there was an error. You can use this to figure out what the error was. I'm going to check here, see what happened. I guess maybe it wasn't filled out. Let's try it again. Oh, okay. Let's try it again and add another one. Because maybe it was already connected. Let's save. Get out of here. And run it again. And there you go. It just sent an email to all my inboxes. And I now have the emails. So anyways, that's how you kind of set it up so that it runs all at once. And there's automation. There are some things you could do. Obviously, you want a bigger list, but that's just a good head start. And yeah, enjoy automating. Take care, guys.